Well, firstly, we say Happy New Year to all our Sports Today family members. It's the first dugout of 2025. Lots of positivity, hopefully, lots of cheer. We hope on 31st and 1st that we all got. Yes, it's a fresh start. It's a fresh start to a year that promises quite some things. For example, there is the ICC Champions Trophy, there is the ODI Women's World Cup in India, there is India England. Hopefully, there's a WTC final. But now it seems as if all the things, if you want a fresh start, I think the Indian cricket team would not bargain for a fresh start in 2025 because of what has just happened in Sydney. Today, India didn't have any kind of a practice game. It was off for them. Yesterday, you can see the visuals that we have shared on Sports Today, the celebrations that are going on at the Sydney Harbour Bridge, where Shubman Gill was there, Virat Kohli and family were there, and there were also several other players.
Two groups, na?
Yeah, there were two groups.
One group was Virat, Anushka, DDP, Prasidh, and the other group was Harshit Rana, all the youngsters basically, Rishabh, Shubman, Sarfaraz, Harshit Rana.
Okay. I don't know because you talk.
You don't know? We were seeing the visuals together upstairs, which is right now.
You're saying, but then I was busy with some other things. But, you know, it's interesting you talk about groups because
there are other groups as well.
WhatsApp groups.
Not WhatsApp groups, Siddharth. I know your WhatsApp groups must be buzzing right now with New Year wishes.
Yeah.
But there are groups within.
Slept at 6 a.m. in the morning. Do you know that?
I know that.
Yeah.
Chess, he was.
I'm not surprised.
Not surprised because there seems to be some form of groupism emerging in the Indian cricket scenario at this point in time because Gautam Gambhir.
But what is wrong with groupism?
It can lead to some kind of a problem.
Why? But
I mean,
it's not.
Some people get left out. Some people can't adjust to the group dynamics of it.
But we see that there are 30 people in the whole sports team. In our sports team. Are you friends with everyone? No, na.
Yeah, I mean,
That's not important
I've
that
got
you have to vibe
working
with
relationships with
everybody.
all.
Yeah. So they are also like that. Working relationships with all. But friends with.
But in
their
a
own
team
people.
sport, having groupisms, is that good? Because see, today the dugout topic is quite simple. Coaches diktat and captaincy ambitions. Okay, is Team India split wide open? Because why this has gained a lot of traction? Because of what Gautam Gambhir has stated. He's told, apparently the message that he's told to the Indian cricket team is, bahut ho gaya. Now, if you don't go by what I am saying now from 2025 onwards, from the Sydney Test onwards, I won't hesitate to give you, okay, bye-bye, thank you for your services. But my main bone of contention is, why has he done it now? Where was this missing in Adelaide? Where was this missing in Brisbane? Where was this missing in Melbourne? He could have done it after Adelaide, no?
No, but bahut ho gaya could mean I've heard enough, I've seen enough, and now things will go the way that I want them to go.
After 2-1, when you know that you can't win a series.
No, basically, what you are trying to say is that till now it was the captain who was sort of going his way and things were going according to him.
I'm saying bahut ho gaya could mean
Yeah.
a lot of things.
No.
One
One
could be
of the
what-
things that you're
Yes.
saying, that I'm asking.
Yes.
That's what you're meaning.
Yes.
That it's going as per the captain right now. And now the coach is saying, now if it's been too long that I've been sitting and
That is
watching
just
silently.
one.
Yeah, just one.
Yes.
I'm just expanding that one only. And now I will take the
Yes.
charge.
The other could be I have seen enough.
Off.
And I need you guys to now get your act together. It could also mean that.
I didn't understand this properly.
Bahut ho gaya.
First we...
Right?
Yeah. Second, this one that
No, you can keep questioning. Bahut ho gaya wasn't for you.
Yeah,
but
that's
bahut,
why, no.
but
No,
bahut ho
second-
gaya.
Although we wish it was, no?
But bahut ho gaya, in my opinion, also could mean. Okay, I just saw something over there which should not be running. But anyhow, bahut ho gaya could also mean that enough is enough. And now you need to get your act together.
No, but that again, it's both the things are then same.
No,
the
they're two
first
different
scenario
things.
and the second scenario.
Bahut ho gaya could be for 5-6 players or the all 11 players that listen, I've had enough of you guys.
49 people total are there. Indian team,
But he
whole
will- No, no,
contingent.
11,
can be
11,
for
12.
anyone, na.
11, 12.
Whoever is part of the core, I think it's addressed to them.
Maybe it could be to 10 people because there's only one person who's untouchable in the team right now. Jasprit Bumrah.
No, but there was this meeting na after the New Zealand series, 6 hour long meeting. So then बहुत
There
नहीं
was a
हुआ था.
meeting after Adelaide also. There was a meeting right now after Melbourne
But that
also.
was a 6 hour long meeting where everyone, all the core group that we are talking about came together. That was a 6 hour long meeting. तो तब बहुत नहीं हुआ था.
3-0 wasn't enough. But अब बहुत हो गया.
2-1. Okay, why couldn't you have done the call after Adelaide when you knew that, boss, you had lost a test in 2.5 days? 2.5 days you lose
There's
a test
review
match.
meeting that happened after that also, Siddharth.
Then apparently
After Adelaide.
बहुत हो गया didn't happen there.
बहुत हो गया did not happen.
बहुत
What do you... So, I've just listed two versions of what बहुत हो गया could mean. Any other version, Shashwat?
Yeah.
Which is?
Which is highly unlikely, but just because we are just exploring more things that can lead to बहुत हो गया. Maybe बहुत हो गया can mean कि बहुत हो गया. Maybe he's realized that I'm not suited for the job. Again, it
Okay,
could
that
be
I am done.
That I am done.
But that's not how
Yeah.
it's being reported.
Yeah, that's not how it's been reported.
It's being reported out of fury, right? बहुत हो गया is out of fury. So clearly it's not like he's done and
No,
dusted.
but
And
I'm just connecting it to one particular player, Rishabh Pant, because natural game is also being talked about with the same बहुत हो गया statement. So it maybe also could be for one specific person, Rishabh Pant, बहुत हो गया. Natural game is not like what we also discussed. I maybe did not agree with it, but most of you did. Even Sunny sir said that in the name of natural game, you cannot just sort of keep
बहुत हो
going
गया
on.
could also mean that I've had enough of your failures with the bat. I need you guys to step up. Most certainly, I would say.
Who is falling for the same trap over and over
Yeah,
again?
we.
बहुत हो गया could
We are
also
falling for
mean,
the same trap again
while
and again,
it
honestly.
was said in the dressing room, could also mean something directed towards the selectors also.
No, how?
I'll tell you why.
Huh.
Because as is being reported, Gautam Gambhir also wanted Chiteshwar Pujara to be there on the tour.
Yes.
And that request of his was apparently shot down by the selectors that we're moving on from here. We've decided to move on. We're looking at a young blood of players now, a fresh batch, and we're not turning back. So that request was shot down. Apparently Gambhir brought it up after you lost Adelaide as well. It was something that Gambhir kept on saying while you were in Perth, and despite the result he kept on pressing for it.
Yes.
However, that is something that wasn't mentioned enough after you won Perth, but was mentioned again after you lost Adelaide.
Yep.
But बहुत हो गया could also mean towards the selectors that अब बहुत हो गया. Now you will have to listen to me.
No. You know why? Because
I would want to think like
no,
that.
but why would you want to think like that? He got whatever he wanted. No, what I'm trying to say is बहुत हो गया in the sense that I don't think it's in the sense that बहुत हो गया that I was sitting back and watching till now. Now I'll just be moving from here and I'll be charge of this. But till now everything has been the way he has wanted. See, because the support staff he wanted, he got that. See, nothing wrong with that because most of the coaches in the past have also gotten that services, and if it's right or wrong, that's a different debate. We're not talking about that today. But he got that. Inclusion of Nitish Kumar Reddy also, when Nitish Kumar
Harshit
Reddy...
Rana.
No, one by one I'm getting to Harshit Rana also. But Nitish Kumar Reddy playing, there were these reports, once he got that century, these reports also emerged that it was Gautam Gambhir who was persistent and pushed Nitish Kumar Reddy to be ahead. Right? So when that thing was agreed, so that clearly doesn't mean that he was just sitting back and watching. Right? That clearly doesn't mean that he was just sitting back and watching. Harshit Rana, another example. Maybe not. He was fast-tracked in the Indian team, very clearly. Not too much domestic cricket behind his back as far as red ball is concerned, and he was sort of gotten into the Indian team. Another thing that went according to him. So these are already three examples. Another example, when the seniors did not want to go for the Sri Lankan ODI series, they wanted to rest. It was Gautam Gambhir at that time also who wanted them to play. four instances, and these are big instances according to me. Just 3-4 series till now that Gautam Gambhir has been coach. Early days for him, and four things I've already counted. That come on the top of my head, which have gone as far gone in plan for Gautam Gambhir. So I don't think "bahut ho gaya" is in that sense that "bahut ho gaya." Now I've been sitting back and watching. Now I will take charge.
Because see, this is a typical Delhi Mumbai tussle that is playing out all over again.
I don't think it has anything to do with those territorial battles.
I mean, see, there is a certain way with which the Mumbai system works. There is a certain way how the Delhi system works. This is a clash of those ideologies at this point in time. Because just go to another slide, Pawan, because I'll tell you why this has happened. Okay, because in one of the things, he's let the team do what it wanted for the last 6 months. Okay. Now Gambhir will decide how they will play. Those who don't abide by his pre-decided team strategy would be given a thank you.
All of this is
Okay.
too.
Now, the Mumbai system saying bindas. Okay, we will do what we will want to do. We'll get that intent. We'll play with that same thing. We'll ensure
How is
that
it a Mumbai
No, it's
thing?
not a Delhi Mumbai thing.
I don't
It
think
is.
Siddharth it is Delhi
Ego.
Mumbai.
No, but I just
No, but ego.
no.
It while the coach is from Delhi and the captain is from Mumbai.
and the chief selector is from Mumbai.
yeah, but I think it could be a clash of philosophies.
Which is what ideologies have stated.
So
The
that's
way how
why-
they
so
work.
clash of philosophies and ideologies doesn't mean a clash of two territories for that matter, or it's a clash of Delhi versus Mumbai. What you could say is that yes, these are two ideas that are now going against each other.
And they are just not helping. Because see, what's happened ever since Bangladesh? Bangladesh, you showed the intent. Luckily in Chennai, you were rescued by the lower order. In Kanpur, you had some inspiration. Fine. But then what happened in New Zealand? You fell right down to earth. Here, 2-1. My only problem is how this has come out in the aftermath of what has happened in Melbourne. This ideally, like how the Indian cricket batters are finding out that, okay, I'm not able to get my timing or my placement right. The timing of this is wrong. It should have been done after Adelaide. This bahut ho gaya bit. But it does not happen. Now Gambhir will decide. Will the seniors buy into this?
No. Why will Gambhir decide now? Then who was deciding earlier when he wanted? Then these are two contrary reports. Now then just in the span of 2 months, Gambhir decided this that he wants the senior players. Senior players did not want to come, but they still came.
Now
Then
in the
at
style
that
of
time,
play.
who was decided? No, now it's no.
It is now in the style of
no,
play.
I don't believe this. That on style of play they are going as per themselves. The Indian team and other things Gambhir is deciding. Then that doesn't add up at all.
Has the Indian cricket team played according to situation?
No, they haven't played
In
according
7
to
tests.
No, Vishizar, that's a different thing. That's as far as the on-field thing is concerned. But this is very off-the-field sort of a situation at this point.
Then see, there is a kind of a rebellion then in the Indian cricket team. Captain wants to do his own, or the senior members want to do something own. Coach wants to impose his particular thing. That's also not happening.
Or maybe
No one's listening to each other.
even this is possible that coach has been since the beginning wanting to sort of overpower others in this team. Like I personally have been thinking since the beginning of the thing that Gautam Gambhir is somebody who wants to be on the driver's seat, not somebody who's on the second fiddle to anybody as far as coaching is concerned or even in the team.
But he has been the second fiddle. No?
How see if you are trying to say, if he's trying to say at this point, and these reports want people to believe that things have not gone as
No,
per
I am
what
saying what
Gambhir
evidence
wanted.
do we have to suggest?
Yeah.
Let me
That-
complete.
yeah,
na?
yeah.
I am saying what evidence do we have to suggest that Gautam Gambhir doesn't like being second fiddle besides these faceless reports? He was not the head coach at LSG. He was not the head coach at
KKR. He was the mentor.
He was successful at both. So what proof do we have? Has the BCC has not come out and said, Rohit Sharma has not come out and said, yes, there are some reports that we've heard, but otherwise I would say because of the personality that he has, it is just being construed in a manner that Gambhir doesn't like things going a certain way. How have you officially heard things?
No, we haven't officially heard things, of course, but both
Because my only point is because of the rather aggressive and at times brash and direct approach and personality that Gautam Gambhir has, he's a misunderstood personality at times.
Both the places which you just mentioned, LSG and KKR, both the places he wasn't the head coach. But as far as the team was concerned, he was always up front. He was always the person leading from the front. He was always, there. You see, there are mentors.
So that's what I'm saying.
There
He
are
doesn't.
mentors in the other
He,
team as well.
he doesn't need
Both
that
the
title,
places,
right? That's
both-
what I'm saying.
no,
He
no,
doesn't need that
no,
title.
That's why I'm saying he doesn't like to be second fiddle. Both the captains in that sense aren't that over aggressive. And sort of they are okay with being second fiddle. Be it KL Rahul, be it Shreyas Iyer, both the places. It was the man leading from the front was Gautam Gambhir, even in KKR, even in LSG, off the field at least. Even here, even if that wasn't the case, I feel till now, maybe the captains and the coach were sort of trying to get on a common ground. But now maybe that's not the case. Now they are not able to get to a common ground, and I'm not ready to believe this. That till now Gautam Gambhir was just sitting and watching things, letting people sort of do what they want to do things as far
I
as they're
feel,
done.
I feel,
think, yeah.
honestly, for a good couple of months after he joined, because remember, he inherited a title winning side.
Yeah.
He inherited a side, and many of those players, while we are, and as I say, even I'm mixing formats, but at the time that he joined, these guys had just won the World Cup.
Yes.
So you couldn't have brought wholesale changes.
No, not wholesale changes.
So to an extent, I feel Gautam Gambhir would have had to agree with how or would have maintained the status quo, I would say.
No, but till now, whatever Gautam Gambhir in it's not been too long, just 4 series till since he has actually joined. But till now, I can tell you 4 things. I just counted them out on my fingertips to Vishy sir. 4 things that have gone according to him till now already.
Which is?
He wanted the same support staff that he wanted. He got that.
That's fine.
That's one. Yeah, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. That's not.
He got what he wanted.
He got what he wanted is what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
but-
You remember the Sri Lanka ODI series just after the World Cup? Senior players did not want to be there. Then also these were reports that Gautam Gambhir wants them to come. They came. I'm not saying was that true, wasn't that true, but these were reports, because right now also when we are talking on reports, that's why I'm just connecting it to more reports, what happened in the past. Duleep Trophy, I'm not even counting Duleep Trophy, because Duleep Trophy was a diktat that came even before Gautam Gambhir coming. Nitish Reddy just scored a century. After that also there were reports that it was Gautam Gambhir who pushed for Nitish Reddy, who wanted him in the team. Another example. Harshit Rana fast acted into the Indian team, because of whom Gautam Gambhir. So till now, in such a small span, there are 10 already, so much evidence in that sense to prove that Gautam Gambhir has gotten things his way till now. So maybe Rohit Sharma was fine till now with it, but after a point, because
I'm saying, but your playing 11, you going for a playing 11 that looks more of a T20 playing 11, your premier batters not firing, is the owners not supposed to stop somewhere with the leadership that's in the team much more than is being directed at the coach?
See, one major factor, okay? The problem is, as he said, Gautam Gambhir inherited a side that had won a T20 World Cup, okay? Dravid left, now the onus is on Gambhir. But he hadn't inherited a winning ODI or a test team also. He inherited a T20 side, which has now gone wholesale changes after the June 29th event. Gambhir decided to watch, okay, how are the players playing? How are they coping up with it, okay? Prior to that, what was it? Star players were resting. They were not going to tour certain series. They were going to rest for that. He first wanted to change that, okay? Then he observed how the seniors and all the others are playing. It's kind of chaotic. You saw the glimpses in Bangladesh. It became red flags in New Zealand. It's now become a serious roadblock in Australia. He is trying to dispel the star culture that is there in the Indian team. Okay, number one. That is why he said, "Bahut ho gaya. I've seen you work for 4-5 months. I've given you enough of a leverage. Ki how are you playing your natural game and all those kind of things." Now he's put his foot down because he knows.
So you're saying now he wants them to play not play, he wants on-field calls also, he wants to take in his hand?
Yes.
Or rather than just off-field?
Playing
Maybe
11.
he's just asking for greater sensibility.
Yeah. And greater responsibility, which I will decide. This is a guy who did the same kind of grit, played according to the situation in Napier, 2009.
But
Okay?
I'm not a too big fan of comparing playing styles and coaching styles, I think very different.
But again,
in terms of, it's not always
it is a simple
a
cricket
kind of player, you have to be the same kind of
It is a simple cricket axiom. Play according to the situation. Rishabh Pant broke that rule twice in Melbourne, and the team paid for it dearly. You kind of whitewashed it in the first innings because Nitish Reddy and Washington Sundar saved you. But in the second innings, the trap was laid. He fell for the trap. Oh, I've got a
drop him.
part-timer. I'll knock him out of the ground.
The better thing to do is then drop him. I would not be a personally fan of that. But if that was the case, you should drop him.
It's
You're
a
not
knee-jerk
dropping him. You're
reaction.
coming up with a lot of reports. See, again, these reports, we also know, we were talking about reports being coming out earlier also. If it happened in the team meeting, somebody has definitely sort of come out and talked about that to somebody. That's why these reports have come. And who is this report actually favoring? We all know the current head coach at this point. So if these reports are coming out, and since the beginning, since the time Gautam Gambhir has come into the setup, I have it. See, when Rahul Dravid was there, there was no sort of inside reports. That culture sort of had, it wasn't completely stopped, but it was quite less in that span of a couple of years. But since Gautam Gambhir, these things have again sort of started to come out a lot.
Look, बहुत हो गया is a clear-cut indication that there is a split in the Indian team. I want to now ensure that that split doesn't widen. Okay? Tactics, you guys are doing something else. I am saying something else. Certain individuals, when you are in a team, you work in a different way. It might get you success, it might get you failure. Sometimes your seniors will tell you, do this modification. But I have gotten a thing which has given me much more success. He will say, do it. You bite the bullet, you do it, and you ensure that you listen to it so that the team doesn't get fractured. From New Zealand onwards till now, you're leading a fractured team at this point.
I have a question though, because we know how angry Gautam Gambhir can get. We've seen it on field at times, both as a player, as somebody in the
course.
support staff. All of that is very fresh. The last time I remember an Indian coach getting angry, I remember the relationship had reached a stage where it was untenable.
Anil Kumble.
Anil Kumble.
Yep. But we are not getting there.
Does this have the potential to get there?
Much worse.
If player power dominates, then you're going by there. But now, at that time, the players were in top form individually. So they could put their foot down and say, coach, I don't agree with it.
Back then,
No.
it's the player and the players and the captain
Together. That was
that
one
won
unit, yeah.
in that battle. In you want to call it a battle?
They had a massive bargaining power. Why? Because all of them were contributing. It was just one bad...
They had the bargaining power, plus you also have to keep in mind that Anil Kumble was somebody who decided also to walk out quietly without sort of getting too much into it.
Plus-
but here is a Gautam Gambhir who I don't think, as far as past is concerned, now if he would have changed as a personality, that's very different. But in whatever such
I
past there
think
is,
you
he's
learn
not
with
somebody who will
time.
just walk
I
away
think
off
you
it.
learn, no matter who you are. Again, I remember those reports that went around during Kumble's time. He had lambasted everything out of those players.
Yep.
Everything, and some of the senior players didn't like it at all.
Nobody
the
liked
way that he chided the Indian team.
Yep.
I'm not saying that Gautam Gambhir did that, but he does have the potential. Is one thing I know. Gambhir and Kumble have been teammates.
Yes. Plus, one major difference. At that time, the PCCI was headless. It was run by the Committee of Administrators. Okay. COA. So that is why the COA, they were just a rubber stamp authority. They didn't have that much. Here you have a BCCI secretary functioning. You have a chairman of selectors fully functioning at this stage. Okay. At that time, they may want to step in. The fissures, whatever is there, is all because of the fact that, okay, the players, the results are just not going your way. Whatever you're trying, it's not working. Certain players seem to have outlived, three factors are all piling up now. One, certain players have outlived their stay in the Indian team. That's evident. Second, tactics are not there. It's reflecting in the team selection.
So that's the coach's fault or the
It's the captain's fault. Captain decides the
or
final thing.
collective.
Collective. The coach will begrudgingly sign, okay, I want this, because the captains insisted on it. Because when you get the team sheet, it is the coach's sign that comes.
Then you won the T20 World Cup. All the credit, did we give it just to Rohit Sharma?
We gave it to both.
Then why here should we just give
So
all
what
the
I've
that
said-
to the captain?
So what I said, it is begrudgingly acceptance that, okay, my captain is insisting, okay, I will do it. Okay, he has to sign it because otherwise then there will be huge problems.
That's true. Gautam Gambhir.
Then the all
and
credit should go to Rohit Sharma for winning the T20 World Cup also, because maybe there also it was Rahul Dravid would have wanted something else, but because he knows that the final call is going to be Rohit
Did
Sharma.
you have
then
a
should
team
have-
problem in the
No,
T20 World Cup?
it's
All
not-
slots were
No,
satisfied.
you had a team problem going into the tournament. You did not want the two of your senior players in the team.
But then they came
you
back.
Won it. They came back. That also called. Then even Rahul Dravid. It was Rahul Dravid and Rohit Sharma both who wanted that.
So they came back, captaincy sorted, team composition sorted, everything done. Here, you played 9 batsmen in Melbourne, yet you're going for a draw. 9 batters in Melbourne, you're going for a draw.
No, Melbourne, Siddharth, I don't blame the Indian team for going for a draw over there, because the match situation was also you trailed in the match for so long that I'm guessing to believe that you could win also would have been, maybe pushing it a bit. However, the number of overs that were left on the day, looking at the
92 overs,
history,
yeah.
looking at the history of it as well, that was always going to be an uphill task. Always going to be an uphill task. It would have been a record chase, as we were telling our viewers the other day as well. Perhaps I would say the Indian team was a little short of time. It can't be compared with Gabba. Now, just because Gabba happened doesn't mean, you push the envelope, you keep pushing it.
I am not comparing it to Gava. You know what I'm comparing
No,
it with?
people.
Adelaide 2014. Steeper target, but at least you put up a fight. Here the fight was gone.
Here,
7 wickets for 34. You played with such, मतलब जैसे ना फूक फूक के कदम रख दिया.
nahin, Siddharth, it was, I feel it wasn't Phuk Phuk ke kadam. You were just not up to the task.
26 overs,
You weren't
33 for
scared.
3.
Phuk Phuk ke kadam rakhna is when you're scared. When you don't know what's coming your way, you want to be very sure of every step that you take forward.
There
This
they just
was,
didn't
you
know.
were just second best. Simple as that. You
You're
were
second
outplayed.
best. So that is where your runs are not coming, tactics are not working. You played a white ball team.
You're saying that is Rohit Sharma's call. Gautam Gambhir would not have wanted that.
Gautam Gambhir is begrudgingly accepting Rohit's decision.
No, Otherwise-
then why were the reports that it was Gautam Gambhir who was pushing for Nitish Kumar Reddy? He's one of the all-rounders you played, right?
At the end of the day, Shashwat, knowing how cricket works, I know if the captain doesn't want a certain player in the 11, no matter how much the coach likes a certain player, I don't think it happens that way.
We are giving too much of space to Gautam Gambhir here, because if that is what he wanted,
He also is up for criticism. That's not saying
Yeah.
that he's not. But the fact that your captain isn't firing right now, that just puts him in the spotlight even more.
that's why I'm bored.
And
I'm
his
trying to
frustration,
look at it very differently.
His frustration could also be coming from a place where he's had to be with his captain, who he has to be with now till the end of the series, and hasn't fired for over 14 innings now.
Yep. That's the thing.
Your captain, as
Is not leading
as
from
many
the front.
experts are
And then
saying,
now, if you've said so much, and now if you want things to go as on your terms, then drop Rohit Sharma na from the final test.
Can't
If that's how he wants. That's exactly what he's trying to say, na. That bahut ho gaya. Now I will be on the driver's seat. Then he should drop him. He should end it
he
there.
can't do it entirely, because who's the appointed captain? Again, the coach did not appoint the captain. The selectors did.
Yep. That's the problem.
That is the problem.
See, you're going to see a churn, not necessarily on January 8. By the vibe of it, see, anything that you have to announce should have happened after Melbourne. Nothing's come out. Which means after January 8th, even maybe after IPL, you will get it. You will get an announcement. If you are not picked for the England series, then the writing is on the wall. So that is why the final comment that I would like to say at this point in time, when this whole debate is there, it's confirmed whatever way you look at it. Maybe the Indian team, as usual, will say, oh, these are reports, we don't believe in it, there's no outside noise and all that. We shut that out. But there is a clear-cut divide.
Yeah, that clear.
There is a clear-cut divide. Captain, coach, senior players are not on the same team. Because for 6-7 months, we have allowed them, okay, you play according to the way you want. Now, it's not worked for 7 test matches. Gambhir has said enough, because, okay, the one leeway I can give him is, boss, by 8th of Jan, no BGT, no WTC, if we don't win Sydney. So he has to say this now. But I'm only saying, if you want to rouse the fire, You could have done it in Adelaide.
But why doesn't he come out for the press conferences if there are so many problems in it and he's ready to say it out loud?
How much are you going to take a press conference into this here?
No.
Press conferences have lost relevance ever since MS Dhoni's time. Press conferences have lost relevance. The last fiery press conference that Dhoni had was the Perth match in 2012. When select questions were asked about the team. 16, the T20 World Cup thing. I mean, do I run as quickly as... But then that's Dhoni in his way trying to mock or trying to put down a journalist. That's fine.
But one question that I have for the two of you. Does this... it could be, for all you know, a rhetorical question. But does this spell chaos in the team? Enough, or do we need more proof?
When has it not spelled chaos? I
And
thought
how does this bode for the Indian team ahead of Sydney?
in every test match that you've seen, barring Perth, what was the major chaos? Rohit is back. What's the batting composition going to be? You had chaos in Adelaide. Your team failed. Look at how you celebrated the follow-on in Brisbane. Wasn't that chaos? Here, collective failure. Wasn't that chaos? The way how you lost Melbourne, 7 for 34, that number will haunt you. Okay? Until you were drawing the test match. Then all these talks would be redundant. 1-1, wow, we can still do it. But now you are 2-1 down. Now one neighbor has let go, okay, we can't do it for you. Now India have to rely on their other neighbor in ensuring that they do it for them. But it's not happening. And we were all saying this Australian team is doubly determined to ensure that they get the BGT.
Yeah.
For 10 years they haven't won the BGT. They are far more hungrier. This Indian cricket team has lost all that hunger after June 29th. Let us be very honest. You've been whitewashed in an ODI series against Sri Lanka. You didn't win a single ODI in 2024, by the way. You didn't win a single ODI. You've lost 3-0 at home for the first time. You can't win a series in Australia now. Whatever faint hope is there, you've not won in Sydney for 39 years. How are you going to ensure that you are in the right frame of mind? With this kind of statements, your team is not on the same page.
And since
with either the coach or the captain.
Since the very beginning, since the time Gautam Gambhir came, I just had this feeling, and I've been saying this since the very beginning, even before he sort of officially took over, that I didn't have too many good vibes in that sense from Gautam Gambhir, the coach of the Indian team, specifically in all three formats. I think it's just going as far as what I think it's where it's going to end, and I feel that it's just the beginning. There's lots more.
I have a very
that's
very
going to
contrasting
come
take
ahead.
on it, because the way I look at it, how the last 7 test matches now for India have played out, I can in fact make it 9 also, because those two against Bangladesh also, I remember one of them we had to win by the skin of our teeth. I can say one thing, Gautam Gambhir, the coach, would have been looked at very differently, and things in Indian cricket would have been very different had your batters done their job. The batters haven't done their job, and I doubt if the coach can do a lot about it.
You see, it's
We
very
cannot
strange.
do a lot about that, but team selection, I think a coach can do a
You
lot.
see, it
Yes.
is very strange. I mean, haven't we focused upon Gautam Gambhir, like what were the credentials he took over as India coach for his success in the IPL, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct, success in the IPL. But the captain who had horrible success in the IPL is your greatest test captain ever, Virat Kohli. The guy who is the most successful IPL captain in history, joint most successful, has already achieved what no other Indian captains achieved in 100 years. Whitewash, and also potentially losing the BGT. Now, how do you contrast that with good test captaincy and good test skill? This is a
Also,
problem.
Gambhir wasn't your first choice to begin. It was always Lakshman. Lakshman did not want
But
to.
Lakshman again,
Yeah.
he had his own priorities at this point in time. So, captain, coach are not on the same page. They're begrudgingly carrying on. Begrudgingly. Arey yaar, I have to ensure that the team, this
Does
series
this
khatam hone do.
relationship look sustainable?
Why does it have to be? Because Rohit, we are seeing going from 2 formats.
Either way, it could be because you're just out of patience with each other, or it could be because of one player, as has been reported in the twilight of his career.
See, if Rohit doesn't get picked in the England series, then I think Gambhir can stay on. But if Rohit is picked, then I think Gambhir's tenure could come to a premature end. Because
Rohit is anyways going? See, of Gambhir or no Gambhir?
We don't know.
No. I
See,
think the writing is on
in
the
the Indian cricket team, all our star players get to choose when do we go, where should we go at our choosing of convenience.
And that's where we lag. We lag behind in Australia for a reason. These privileges aren't given in Australia.
To highlight your point even further, Adam Gilchrist,
Yes.
a bona fide legend,
Yes. Ian
one
Healy.
dropped catch. He said,
Yes,
I can't do it.
that I remember him say that it was against India only.
Yes, Adelaide, 2008.
Yes, that he said, and it was to Haydos, I think, that he said.
Yeah.
And Haydos, I think, jokingly told him that, listen, you've done this plenty of times in the past. Why are you being so harsh on yourself today?
Yes. So that's why I see.
But classic example when you talk about Australian cricket is Ian Healy. A little bit of dip
Yes.
here and there because there was an Adam Gilchrist who was already ready, and Ian Healy was a top draw player in Australian cricket. But you had somebody like an Adam Gilchrist knocking on the door. There went Ian Healy, and in came Adam Gilchrist. That's how sharp and that's how prompt Australian cricket is with their
Because
decision.
they don't
Look
want
at
to
look at Sam Constas also to
Yeah.
let go of a McSweeney and put someone like a Constas in is also being very very.
Shall I
quick with
tell
your
you the
selection.
ruthlessness of Australia? Steve Waugh dropped Shane Warne over poor form in West Indies. Their relationship never recovered.
I think that difference in culture in India is a very big reason over there and here is firstly for them cricket is just a part of their lives. Here it's cricket is your life, and the reason for that is very clear basic reason is that there's no cutthroat competition to get in. There would definitely be, but not as compared to India. Here you have to give your whole life if you want to be that Indian team. There you can sort of have a balanced life in that sense. You can't have a balanced life here and be in the Indian team. So once you have given so much and been in the international team, after that for Australia, see everyone starts getting those signs, those early signs when you realize that now is the time to go. But we just want to prolong it because we have just given our whole lives to it. Over there, they know that even if cricket isn't there, there are other things that life has to offer to them.
But with what we've seen now, and it's unfortunate, we're having a chat about the Indian dressing room in such poor light on the first day of the new year. If you ask me, I see no way India winning in Sydney now. I think
the way how they lost Melbourne, mentally you are down, you're deflated.
I hope I'm proven wrong. I'd love for the series to be tied, but I think the writing is on the wall.
It is like, see, India are not facing Zimbabwe in Sydney. India are facing Australia, who now have got a opening for the first time. We are up 2-1 with one test to go. They're not going to let go of this. It's a golden chance for them to ensure that they not only get the BGT, they not only seal WTC final, they have ended the careers of two of India's greatest.
One, I would say.
One.
Second,
One is
I
the-
feel.
Second, but also acknowledge
The
the
start of
other
the
great.
end for the other.
No, that other great is not going to have those stratospheric heights of 2014 to 19. Let us brutally accept this in the first day of 2025. You are not going to see
But
those
then,
heights.
Siddharth, when you say that, you need not be as patient as well in that case. If the expectation isn't that high.
I am assuming another 2 more years for Virat. If you want to know the elephant in the room, Virat, I think another 2 more years.
But
Because
you can't take 24, 25 average for the entire
Yeah.
season as the benchmark.
See,
that can't happen.
He is got age on his side, surprisingly. Okay, he will turn 37.
He's got fitness on his side,
Fitness
not
on
age.
his side. Fitness, but that means his age is also on his side. If he's supremely fit, age is also on his side. But with Rohit, I can't see him play 2027 with the kind of form that he's in. Okay, Champions Trophy, if he does well, then this debate once again is in the back burner.
No, I see him
No,
play
but then
ODI.
you'll be guilty of mixing formats.
Yeah.
See, it makes no sense for him to play 25-27 cycle. So that's why you are building up to a very chaotic Sydney cricket ground test match, the New Year's test. It may not start off well for India, but let's hope that the tide changes. Tomorrow you may see Rohit and others do the PC, and you may see whether India practice. Weather is not good for second, though, so that's why it's going to be a big thing. So unfortunately, I'm sorry we can't take questions at the stage, but tomorrow we will take a lot of questions. Only one more test remains in the BGT. So once again, Happy New Year to all of our family members. Stay safe. Have a very prosperous and hopeful New Year, positive New Year from me, Shashwat and Harshit. It is bye-bye, Nandri, Vanakkam, Shubhratri, Shabba Khair. Eat your vegetables
And don't trouble your mother.
and stay safe. Bye-bye.
That's right. Bye-bye.